Good afternoon and welcome to the St. Clair County EMA update today. Sorry we're running a little bit behind, but as we told you yesterday, this situation that we're bringing you updates on is changing sometimes by the minute, by the hour, by the day, and that's exactly what's going on. First thing I want to start off today by telling the viewers we have no new cases in St. Clair County of the COVID-19 virus. No new cases, and that's a good thing to report. We have posted the governor's press conference today up on our link. I encourage you to go on there and follow what he has posted today. There is 160 new cases throughout the state of Illinois. You'll find all that information on his update, and I encourage you to go on there. A few things I want to bring up this afternoon. I've been in contact with Sheriff Watson from the St. Clair County Sheriff's Department. He's encouraging everybody to continue to follow the instructions that we're giving out there to you, and all the information that you're receiving from Department of Public Health or the CDC. He stands willing and able to support the mission that we're all forced with this. We're a team, as he said, and we're going to get through this. We've also received information from Mr. Roach at the Bi-State Transit District. He wanted to reassure everybody that the buses and the trains are being sanitized a lot more frequently. He sent us some pictures showing that he's got these trains and buses being pulled out of service and getting them cleaned thoroughly. We've also been receiving a list of business closures and offices. Some of the libraries are closing, and we're going to be posting those sites up on our page here to keep everybody informed of that. We received information earlier today that the governor of Missouri closed the gaming boats. We posted that up on our site, so we're posting all this information so you'll have that. There was as I said, 160 total, not new, they were 160 totally in the state. At this time, I want to introduce St. Clair County Board Chairman Mark Kearns joining us again today. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for being here. I know it's been a crazy day for you, but we appreciate you taking time to do it.
Well, these are certainly times that we've never experienced before, and so we are out here, and we've got a lot of new challenges, but we're going to meet those challenges. I think it's important for all of us to remember and commend our first responders during this time, the people we count on, our law enforcement, our 911 operators, EMS, the fire departments, the physicians, and all of the nursing staff. All of these people are all on the front line, and we count on them daily, and we will and we are indebted to them forever. We really appreciate what they're doing. They're working tirelessly to make sure that this crisis goes away and is as limited as it possibly can be. We also want to thank Governor Pritzker for his leadership during this time. His administration has been way ahead of the curve. Many of the pronouncements that have been made limiting crowds to fight the spread of this virus have been ahead of all of our neighboring states and neighboring areas, and we appreciate the governor and his leadership. Courthouse operations at this time remain normal for the time being. We've made changes that protect the health of our employees and our citizens, and we're monitoring things, and all of this is subject to change as far as courthouse operations, but for now they're running as normal. If you're interested in how to prepare your workplace for COVID-19, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration has come out with a nice document that will tell you some real good tips on what to do to prepare and make your workplace as safe as possible. We'll be posting a link to this document on our site, and I would encourage you to get this and read it. It's not a particularly long document, but it is a particularly useful document in times like these. I've been in touch with Scott Air Force Base and the base commander at Scott. Yesterday, Colonel Meyer signed a declaration of a public health emergency on Scott Air Force Base. This has led to specific actions to protect the health on the installation. Colonel Meyer will be on this podcast this Friday to detail his actions, so I would encourage all of you to watch at that time. The Colonel will have a lot to talk about. As we said before, and we can't say it enough, anyone who is sick should stay home. If you're experiencing flu-like symptoms and you have a fever, call your healthcare provider and they will instruct you what to do. Everyone should wash your hands and stay 6 feet away from others. You could be a carrier even if you don't feel sick, even if you don't have symptoms. Do the right thing for your friends, for your community, and for your family. These short-term sacrifices are going to keep our hospitals operating at a manageable patient level. That means not too many patients at one time. Your sacrifice will undoubtedly help to save lives. We appreciate everyone in their viewing of this, getting the most information as possible. We try to put this information out and communicate with you directly because there's a lot of things being said out there, and we want you to know that this is coming from documented advice from our health department, from our emergency services, and it's coming direct to you every day. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Like I said, there was a little audio problem with the, but I just wanted to recap a few things. Hopefully you can hear us now. When I said yesterday that there was 105 cases statewide, that's up to 160 statewide. They're not new cases. That's totally 160. We talked about the cleaning of the metro buses and the trains. That's all going to be posted up on our site here also, so you'll have all that information. We'll also be posting the business closures as they come into the office here. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Brenda from the St. Clair County Health Department with an update.
Good afternoon. The Health Department is reminding everyone to continue to practice social distancing, remain 6 foot away from others when possible, no hugs or handshakes. Avoid mass gatherings and limit social gatherings to 50 people or less, the fewer the better. The goal of social distancing is to slow the spread of COVID-19 in any given city or community, resulting in less people with disease and less people needing hospitalization. Bars and restaurants are closed for on-site consumption, but carry-out, drive-through, and delivery are allowed and encouraged. Illinois schools are out and closed starting today. A reminder to keep your children and teens at home. Outdoor activities are okay, but continue to practice social distancing with 6 feet of separation. We've had a lot of questions about HIPAA and HIPAA protection. The HIPAA privacy rule establishes national standards to protect individuals, medical records, and other personal health information. When we have a person test positive for any communicable disease, the information is protected by HIPAA and not released. When we interview a contact of an infected person, we do not reveal the identity of the infected person to the contact. They are told they were told they were coming into contact with a person that tested positive for a specific disease. Our role as public health is to ensure those affected individuals are kept out of the general public. We continue to comply with HIPAA and follow IDPH's guidelines not to release any personal information about a positive COVID-19 person. In closing, Governor Pritzker is urging Illinoisans not to hoard food or supplies. For information, check the Illinois Public Health website at dph.illinois.gov. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. And I know it's, as we said, we want to be bringing you these updates because this thing is changing. And Mr. Chairman, I know that we're going to be monitoring, as you said, every day the operations that's going on at the courthouse. And we're getting calls from other counties asking the guidance that we're doing here. So it's a joint effort that we're all doing, just not here in St. Clair County, but Monroe County, Madison County. So we're all in this together. And when you talk about the social distancing, there's a call later on to, in fact, right now, the Illinois State Police is conducting a call with all of the local law enforcement agencies just to reassure that everybody is being compliant. So is there anything that you can add to that? I mean, other than what you've already said, we want to make sure that everybody's aware how serious this could be. And the reason why we're ahead of the game is because of some of these actions that we're taking.
We were brought into this because we had 2 positive cases at a fairly early time in the state, and so we brought all of this course of action to come, including the podcast that we're doing. But I would reiterate that Sheriff Watson has been right on target with this response and helping us, and those deputies are out there making sure that everyone is safe and doing the right thing. There are a lot of guidelines that were put out by the state asking people to not be in crowds of more than 50. The guidance now has come out 10, and it's recommended that you gather in groups not more than 10. That comes from the CDC. So all of these things are changing on a daily level, but what we do know is that if we all pitch in together, we can lessen the spike on this crisis, and we can all get through this together.
Well, and that's what we're going to be doing. As you heard Chairman Kern say, Friday, the Colonel from Scott Air Force Base will be joining us for an update on what's taking place out there. We've also reached out to a few of the physicians that's going to be coming in and giving us more of a medical observation on their part, and to bring you that medical expertise. So we'll continue to do these. We'll be back here tomorrow afternoon at 3:30, or unless something happens to change between now and then. But we appreciate you joining in and allowing us to keep you informed as much as possible. Thank you. Oh, forgot. We will be joining you back here shortly with our Spanish interpreters to address this with our Spanish communities. Thank you.